and just missed it. So you know, we have we see some mood like that in many of the new devotees who have come just like after our Gurudev has left, you know, that there's this intensity in their feeling. And you know, I myself, you know, and others, you know, we're learning from that, you know. So, you know, our Gurudev's grace, it transcends any physical limitations, any limitations of time and space. You know, I'm really astonished sometimes to see how he touches the hearts of the new devotees who haven't met him. You know, there's one new devotee who took initiation about 2 years ago from one of our acharyas, and she told me that she came to me one day like a little guilty. She was feeling very bad about herself, and she told me, you know, I'm a disciple of so and so Maharaj, but I feel like I'm a disciple of Govinda Maharaj. And so some of the other devotees, they've told me, you know, you have to really feel like you're a disciple of so and so Maharaj. You know, like they told me I'm not identifying enough as being a disciple of this Maharaj. But in my heart, I really feel like I'm a disciple of Govinda Maharaj. So she came to me like feeling very bad, like, what am I supposed to do about this? Like, this was a problem. And then this is what blew my mind, you know. She told me that my Gurudev is so busy and he doesn't have so much time to give to me personally. And so I feel like Govinda Maharaj came to take care of me. That's literally what she said. My Gurudev, you know, who's physically present in this world, is so busy, so doesn't have time to take care of me. So Srila Govinda Maharaj came to take care of me. You know? How is this? Like logically, rationally, this doesn't make any sense, you know. So obviously, there's some deep conscious exchange that took place, you know, between her and our Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj. So I told her, you know, that's beautiful, you know, don't worry, you know, you're not a freak, you know, that's beautiful, that's wonderful. Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he made that wonderful comment. He told his disciples at the end of his days, I am leaving, but your grandfather will come to take care of you. I am going, but your grandfather, he will take care of you. Meaning Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So in the conscious plane, everything is possible. And there is no doubt that our guardians, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, they're continuing to bless the lives of anyone who comes to put their head, you know, at their feet. And another new devotee, it was Mana Mohini in California. She told me she felt like a stray dog who had been picked up by somebody. You know, like if there's a stray dog wandering in the street without any owner, no home, and then some kind person comes and takes them in. And so she said, you know, I feel like that with Srila Govinda Maharaj. And so I feel like, you know, I will always have loyalty to him, you know, like in the same way that a dog who's been like taken care of by someone, like a stray dog's been taken in, they'll have this fierce loyalty to their master. So she said, I have that feeling I feel like a stray dog who's been picked up, you know, and I'm being taken care of now, you know. So I can never leave Srila Govinda Maharaj. So, you know, his mercy, it is playing in the hearts of so many. Anyone who comes to take shelter His divine grace, his devotees, his teachings. So there's no doubt he's shining brightly in your heart. You made a comment here. We have Ramananda Prabhu. Ramananda Prabhu has joined us.
Dandos Vishakha Didi. Dandos.
And also Shanti Moyi, Devi Dasi has also joined us.
Dhanavad.
We're here in your Villa Govinda ashram.
I know, beautiful. I'm a little envious.
And Chintami, you said you had another question.
Unless someone else has a question and it's their turn.
I have a comment.
Please.
I also feel like y'all know I met him once or twice, Srila Govinda Maharaj. I have often felt, mused, experienced how present he is in the form of you and a few other of our beloved sannyasis too. He's actually more present because these people who sat at his feet and observed and had experiences with him and absorbed what he had to give are more accessible to me even than he might have been as a big acharya. That like he's actually actively seeking us out in the form of you, in the form of his devotees, in the form of our other beloved masters. He's actually seeking us out. He's canvassing out in even more so. He has more multi-forms now that are extending into this reality. So my feeling is even more that he's even more present through devotees like you.
Jai Shri Gurudev. Well, we feel the opposite. We feel that in devotees like yourself, we're feeling his presence, his connection. It's all miraculous. It's all miraculous to see how that wave. There's no room for nostalgia in Krishna consciousness. It's not like we can say, oh, the good old days, or back when things were good. It's a living journey. It's a living journey.
It's now.
It's here and it's now, and it's really what it really means now is that we have to grow up a little bit. And we have to take more responsibility for our lives. I mean, like when Gurudev was present, it was kind of like, at least for myself, you could kind of be a baby and you could relax. Like, Gurudev's here, so everything's okay. You don't have to worry about anything. And you don't really have to try either because he's there and he just makes everything perfect. But now that, and you're just automatically getting this amazing level of inspiration just by his presence on the planet. Like, even if you weren't like in the same location as he was, just feeling his presence on the planet was so powerful. And it automatically gave this level of inspiration. Gurudev, he also talked about that, no doubt, in an instructive way for ourselves, but he spoke about how when Guru Maharaj was here, I didn't worry about whether I was doing right or wrong because I knew whatever I did, Guru Maharaj would correct it. Guru Maharaj would make it perfect. But now that Guru Maharaj is not here, we have to be very careful, very vigilant about our spiritual lives because he's not there to fix it for us. So that's really what's changed. Like before it was kind of like you could coast on Gurudev's tail, hold on to his cloth and just get, just coast along, go get a free ride, with Gurudev. So it was a lot easier then. And now that he's not here, it's not like things have just ended. It's not like everything's died. What it is that it's another level of development that's required. We have to be more serious and we have to take more responsibility for our progress. There was one occasion there's a recording of Srila Shuddhamarsh where the conversation was going in one direction. It was like kind of a general discussion, and then somebody made some like glorifying comment to Srila Shuddhamarsh, oh, you're here with us and we don't have to worry about anything, la-di-da, like this kind of comment. And then Srila Shuddhamarsh, he became very sober and he said, but I will leave very soon. he said, Swami Maharaj was here and he left. I will leave in a few days. And then he said, everyone will have to stand on their own leg. Everyone will have to stand on their own leg. We all have to stand on our own 2 feet. So that's, in the absence of a Paramahamsa Vaishnav, like Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Shuddha Maharaj, Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, then, we have to take that much more, responsibility, make that much more effort to continue and to connect. And of course, we have many exalted Vaishnavas who can also support us and help us in that, and we can take advantage of that. We're having a very meandering discussion today.
Vishakha Didi, I have one question if you don't mind.
Of course, Ramananda Prabhu, Dandavad.
Dandavas. Srila Gurudev told many times, the service under the guidance of a Vaishnava.
Yes.
So who can guide us? See, in America it's crazy. Everybody by themselves, for themselves. Nobody want to listen, nobody. Actually, Gurudev told also, we are servants, we are not masters. So, I don't know, I've been hanging there like Gurudev said, wait and see. I just pray and wait and see. I'm so happy you are there to nourish us. So it's just...
Well, I mean, if we feel that things are a bit chaotic, then sometimes we just have to look to our own self, try to ensure that we're following the right path ourselves. We can't control what everyone else is doing, and the danger is that if we try to do that, even in a mental way, then we'll become critical, and then we start to chew on poison. So we have to be really careful about that. The main point is that we need to make sure that we ourselves are living an authentic and progressive spiritual life. That's the first question. That's the first question. I was very inspired. We've been doing question and answers in the evenings here in Italy, and we had this question from one devotee. Why hasn't the whole world become Krishna conscious? Why hasn't Krishna consciousness touched everyone? And then I liked very much Munindra Prabhu's comment on that. He said his question was, why is it that everyone else has become Krishna conscious and I haven't? Why am I the only one? So this is more of a safe and healthy way to adjust ourselves. We will, unless we're in an actual, we have a position, we have a duty, unless we have a duty to correct and instruct others, then the best we can do is to, as the saying goes, become the change that you want to see. To ourselves, look at ourselves and ask ourselves, how can we live a more progressive, dynamic, and authentic spiritual life? How can I take shelter? How can I take shelter of the Vaishnava? And the whole world may go to hell. We have to be prepared for that. There's a place in Sri Guru and His Grace where Srila Sridhar Maharaj mentions, you know, we may be alone sometimes. Sometimes we may have friends and supporters around us, and sometimes we may be alone, you know. But then he says very nicely, but you know, our Guru Gauranga, Radha, Govinda, they will be overhead, they will be watching us, and they will be pleased to see that even in such difficult circumstances, we are continuing. So we have to be ready to face that, you know, that everything will fall apart, you know. Then what will we do? Will we sit and cry about that or criticize that? Or, no, in that situation, we have to save ourselves, you know. We have to understand how can we move forward. So, you know, that necessity, you know, we need to feel that necessity, real necessity within our heart, you know, that we need to save ourselves first. We need to be rescued ourselves. How can I improve my practice? How can I develop more in Krishna consciousness? And this is the thing, you know, this is the point, that the more we can do that, the more we ourselves can progress in Krishna consciousness, then the more potency, the more spiritual potency we'll have and will be, and it will automatically be in a position to inspire others, you know, to do better themselves. You know, the more of an example that we ourselves can demonstrate, then the more actual change, positive change, will have the power to affect. There's this very nice comment in one of Charles Dickens' books, where he talks about the circle of duty. You know, he has some critique on this what he calls telescopic philanthropy. Trying to do good in very far away places and ignoring like what's at home, what's right in front of you. And so this one character, she talks about having a circle of duty, like what's within your jurisdiction, what's within your area, what's within your realm of duty and capacity. Make that perfect, you know, even if it's just yourself, and then that's it. You know, like according to your level of capacity, according to your jurisdiction, according to what's appropriate for you, to do the absolute best that you can, you know, within your realm, within your own circle, to do your duty as best as you can. And then what will happen is that will not, the more perfectly you can do that, the more that circle of influence, it will automatically begin to expand. If you can do one thing perfectly, then other opportunities will also come for you to do other things perfectly also. And your example will also inspire others to do their duty in a better way. So, you know, we have to really approach this in a truly progressive way, you know, in a systematic and progressive way. We'll just become frustrated and overwhelmed if we allow ourselves to get bogged down with all the problems that we see around us and all the dysfunction that we may see around us. So we have to keep our eyes on the goal. And keep our focus on a positive and progressive approach. That's everything that comes to mind. And I mean, I'm speaking from, you know, personal experience as well. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, we've all had those moments of frustration. Of course, I have those moments of frustration. But what I've always found in a practical way to be the most progressive way of dealing with these things is to try to make myself more perfect. And what I've experienced, you know, to direct that frustration in this way, you know, to channel it in this positive way, And what I've experienced is that, I've been given more and more opportunity to share that positive vision, which affects kind of like a chain of positivity. So we have to think of these things in a broad way, in a broad and in a progressive way. We cannot become bewildered and overwhelmed by the immediate objective circumstances. And another thing is that everything can change. We have to live in the realm of possibility, and everything can change. So let us try to be an instrument of change according to our capacity and within our jurisdiction. Let us try to be an instrument of positive change. Nothing is at a standstill. Everything is dynamic. Everything is living. So those are my comments.
Oh, thank you very much. That's perfect. I don't know. I listened some lectures, Gurudev. See, I was listening. He's saying we've been devotee for 40, 50, 60 years. And we haven't developed those three qualities. Be humble, be tall, and give honor to others. I'm in same boat. I am culprit of that too. I did a few years, but now I feel kind of, I ran into dead end. Sometimes I think, hell, we sell everything, go to India, I travel. Just make my life simple. Like you said, Guru Maharaj said also, you take care of yourself. Even Srila Bhakti Siddhanta said, whole world is on fire, let it burn. See? But Gurudev gave me some specific instructions. So I sometimes feel like I don't know what the hell to do, where I go. I can't talk to anybody. I am so happy that Gurudev put you there. See? And Acharya Maharaj is good, he's getting better. I can see everything is growing. See? I try to control myself. Gurudev gave me so much affection. I feel, I pray to Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. I know they are watching there, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm kind of kind, I don't know. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like I couldn't serve Gurudev. I could have done so much, but I depend on so-called, because I didn't know much and I tried to serve as my best I could. But I don't know. It just, I was going to go India, heck with it, let it burn. I don't care. But then somehow Krishna stopped me. Gurudev Nandarani told, no, cancel the tickets. Then she was writing, oh, you wasted $300. I said, I don't care, damn, $300. I can, if I do like that, I can go get some more. Actually, I meet people. See, I can't find somebody. I sometimes think I should just travel. I can find so many people. See, they are not even devotee, but they are much better. See. I listen to one guy, he's Christian. He talk about, I feel like I can connect. He's, even, he don't know about Krishna, but he talk about God consciousness. So sweet, he's so nice. He's merciful, I am praying for you. I'm praying for your family. He's in Texas. I believe, like Gurudev said, it's a heart to heart. It's not only we put a limitation. It's not limited. This is tiny mustard seed, planet Earth. But we'll try to live in eternity, like Gurudev said.
Didi, it reminds me also of, I think it's a loving search of the lost servant, because Srila Guru Maharaj, he sometimes he was very direct when he wanted to make a specific point. And in this point in the book, he was talking about, if you're finding some disturbance from the environment, or if you're finding some disturbance from others, something is not right, you're thinking something is not right, it is your fault. It is your fault. You don't have the proper vision. Guru Maharaj is always telling us the environment is all friendly. And if we are seeing something coming to us that's not what we think should be, we're the ones who have to have a correct vision. But of course, everything he says is always with great heart. Like all these things like die to live, all risk, no gain, eternal slavery, that is your future. All these like very heavy things he used to say with deep love and emotion. It's always very touching to hear them.
Yes. Mhm.
Thank you for bringing that point. I listen that. I try to remind myself. See, Guru Maharaj said it's all perfect. So I try to control myself. I try to do, but I feel like life is short. See, I can't serve. So what I'm doing here.
Ramananda Prabhu, you have to decide what is the way, what is your progressive path to take, and then do it. If you think going to India and serving under Charya Maharaj will be good for you, then do it. You should go for it. Now your children are grown up. You know, there's nothing stopping you. So you meditate on it, you consult with the appropriate persons, and then make a decision. But
No,
you
I'm
can't-
not living in India, America. See, I'm living under the lotus feet of Gurudev. So I have to decide for myself. You're right, yeah. Yeah, there's so much field here to cover, see.
But you cannot lament. You
No,
make your decision and you continue with full confidence and conviction and optimism. We must be optimistic. We must be optimistic. So you make your decision and then you proceed with that. To stay in America, to go to India, you have to decide and then stick to that. And we all appreciate you so much. You know, we know how much you've served Gurudev's mission for so many years, you know, one of the first devotees there. And we know how much affection our Gurudev had for you. So we are all very appreciative of you, Prabhu. I'm very happy to have you with us.
I'm very grateful to you. You're very kind. See, I'm so grateful to Gurudev, Mahaprabhu. They put somebody we can look up to. I think Guru Maharaj said also, somebody may come after you, go ahead of you. Guru Maharaj is so merciful, so encouraging always. If I can follow drop, then I'm good. If I listen Guru Maharaj, then I think I don't need nothing. But he says, take care of yourself, yeah, save yourself. So then thank you so much, yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Very grateful to everybody.
Chintamani, you had another question you wanted to bring up?
Yes. So with the comment, it was in regards on when you said that I don't know what to call us. Like, what do you Govinda Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj disciples have like a term you call like the next generation, you know? The ones that didn't get initiated.
We're all the family of Srila Govinda Maharaj. I like to think of it as the Sri Govinda Paribar. Paribar means it means family, but it's also used sometimes to refer to a particular spiritual lineage or group. And it was Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he commented that it was something that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to say, we are the Bhakti Vinod Paribar. We are the Bhakti Vinod Paribar. It was something he would say sometimes. And so I feel like that, you know, that we are the Paribar of Srila Govinda Maharaj. And I mean, you know, some people, they identify more with Srila Sridhar Maharaj. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, Srila Govinda Maharaj, he's the person who gave us Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and he's the person who came to the West, who took us onto his lap. And we're getting connection with this mission and Srila Sridhar Maharaj through him. So that's my feeling, that our primary identification is with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and by his grace, you know, we're getting everything. So, you know, I don't really like this mood, and Gurudev didn't like it either, you know, distinguishing so much between, you know, this generation devotee or that generation devotee, or you're not a direct disciple, or you're a new. I was feeling uncomfortable when I was saying the new devotees. Like, I feel really bad saying that, you know, like you're devotees, you know. I don't want to say. I was feeling really, you know, like I sound condescending, you know, or offensive, you know, like it's not like that. We're living in eternity. And you know, it's not like there's a hierarchy dependent on which year you joined, you know. And Gurudev didn't also like this mood of making too much distinction, you know, this person's disciple and that person's disciple. He really didn't like that. So yeah, I feel like primarily we're thinking of ourselves as the family of Srila Govinda Maharaj. And you know, you're also a daughter of Srila Govinda Maharaj. Okay. Well, we're missing quite a few people today. I guess they got thrown off by the passcode. Maybe we could change it, like Chintamani was mentioning, and someone sent me this invitation for a Zoom thing, and I saw they had their own password. Maybe we can make it something.
Yeah, we can make it whatever we like. I can make it
Like-
Jai Guru Dev.
Yeah, like Jai
Also-
Guru Dev, you know.
One thing that I wouldn't have been able to join if I wasn't in the same house as Chintamani, because I don't necessarily follow the WhatsApp group. I just come onto this. And when I tried to come on, it gave me some weird warning, you know, some kind of weird message. And I wouldn't have been able to tell, I can't remember what it was, but I would not have been able to tell from the message that I needed a new passcode or anything. So somehow maybe letting people know on this forum who are, I don't know how else you could let people know. I guess I should have paid more attention to the WhatsApp group, but fortunately Chintamani was there to let me know that I had to follow a link and go on WhatsApp. So some of these people may have no idea at all. They just tried to get on and they got the same message I got. And I wish I could remember what it said, but it did not make it clear what was happening. Just FYI.
Okay, well, should we stop there for today, Chinmoy Prabhu?
Thank you so much, Didi.
Oh,
Super appreciative.
thank
You
you.
come and join us.
My pleasure and my good fortune.
Do you want? I kind of have a topic if nobody else does for next week. If maybe. If you
Okay,
want.
cool.
So, and you just sent me the subtitle corrections to that one video. And in that video, Gurudev talks about the Bhakti, I think it's the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where the devotee is saying to Krishna, I don't care about Baladev, I don't care about Rukmini. And Gurudev
Yeah.
has some explanation, but I feel like I still don't completely understand what is being said there.
Okay.
So I don't know how to make that a topic, but maybe some clarification.
Maybe different moods in service,
Okay.
something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be really nice to talk about. Yeah.
Okay.
In one lecture, Srila Guru Maharaj talk about that. Param Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj talk about that.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, my
Thank you
Dandavats
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chinmay.
Dhanwad. Dhanwad, Vishakha.
Jai Vishakha Devi Dasi
He
ki.
needs as an enthusiasm like Chintamani Didi. Thank you, Dan.
I had another question for Vishakha. If we're not all hanging up right now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I know that if you have to go, you're fully safe to be like time from, you know, I know it's, what time is it there even?
It's 8.
Okay, so yeah, what time do you guys, like, how do you, this is like a serious question, because I have like my people or whatever, like at my Bhakti satsang, I have my own Bhakti Zoom satsang. I don't send an announcement to the Bhakti Connect group, because my understanding is because I'm like not in your guys' Sangha or whatever, that I can't, like I'm my own like next generation personality, you know? So I don't know if the moderators, they have some like rule or whatever. But anyway, we're all like, none of us met Srila Govinda Maharaj, and we meet with Srila, you know, Bhakti Acharya Keshav Maharaj 3 times a week we meet, and we had like, we just studied the Vandana yesterday. We have like a really nice group of between like my friends in Australia and friends in America, right? So anyway, just like the conundrum of like, how does the next generation find their way to get involved? Like, I didn't even know you could like join a temple. Like, I would have loved if someone was like, hey, you're like a young person, you've seem serious, like there's this women's ashram thing, like you can live there. I was just like, whoa, I'm like, these temples are like cool. I like the program, you know, I just come to the program or whatever. So yeah, I just asking like, at what point do you know it's like, all right, it's time for me to like go seek out the devotees? Like I literally cannot grow Tulsi by myself. Like that's probably a sign I need more associations. Like, but then you're like, oh dang, like you check out the different institutions and like what's out there, and you're like, okay, I checked out this group. I don't know if I could work with those people, or like I checked out that, so just studying like what Srila Govinda Maharaj's will and testament and like things, like trying to understand like what was his vision, because like it wasn't so clear for his, like he didn't give, I don't know, I'm trying to understand. I'm a researcher and I love the devotees and I love Gaudiya Vaishnava history, and just like history, like what's the history, like I don't know, I'm just like a conditioned soul I love Srila Govinda Maharaj so much. He's so sweet. Like how is this a pride for my bhakti history? So anyway, I just, but before I really got the mercy from Keshav Maharaj, and I just like, and Jagadananda, he helped me too. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to this Govinda Mela, like I know devotees, like maybe. He's like, no, I'm paying your gas money. You guys are coming from Southern California. Like you're coming to Govinda Mela. Like, all right, we're coming, we're booked. But yeah, so just like the devotees, I felt this, like they reached out to me in a way like where I connected with the first ones I did meet, and they were the first two I met. So anyway, while I was hitchhiking in Navadvip, and I just like rolled up onto your guys' temple, and I was like, whoa, what's this group of devotees? Like, I've never even heard or seen any of these people. I'm so fascinated. Like, wow, I don't know one person in this whole group. Like, cool. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj is so amazing. And then Srila Govinda Maharaj is so amazing. And then the line, like, okay, I don't know, like, hey, am I supposed to like, so this is why I'm alone or like not working with the community or whatever, is I just like continue carrying on like what I do have, and no one's like inviting me. Or do I recruit myself like, hey, I should live in this like, hey temple, like knock on your door, like what's up? This is my situation. Can I come for, oh, it's COVID. All these things of like, how do you empower the next generation to come and like study or like get the mercy, because we don't know it's actually really good for it. But then once you get like introduced to the Govinda Maharaj, at least for me, my like whoever I'm introducing him to in my world, like there's so much benefit, and he's a Siddha Mahapurush, and like, yeah, I only want to study of people who are like lovers and appreciators of him now for the rest of my bhakti life. I don't want to hear from any other groups anymore. Like I'm good. Like I found who I need. There's so much material of Srila Govinda Maharaj and Srila Sridhar Maharaj to study that I don't, like, how can you do it all in one lifetime? They gave so much, and it's so deep, and like, anyway, so just to share. Thank you.
Well, Chintamani, maybe we can talk one-on-one about this. I think that might work better. So I can meet you on WhatsApp, maybe.
I just don't want to bother you privately on WhatsApp, so I figured just ask the group, and it's only, we started a little late, so technically we could go a few more minutes, right? And I can ask for your reflection.
I just feel like we might be more free to speak more openly if we're talking one-on-one. So well, I'll meet you on WhatsApp in a few minutes. Okay, Dandavad pranams to everybody, and see you all very soon.